Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 best champions to play in patch 5.1D. You know, you're gonna break your back trying to carry these games, but these champions are gonna help you maintain a good back while breaking your back. And today's sponsor is gonna help you with that too. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot, and this one hits a home run with me. And let me explain to you exactly why. So here's a video, and I set up the desk to be exactly as high as my old desk used to be. And this is how I would make videos. Let me pause this video real quick for you guys. So here you can see this is how I used to make videos. And now let me play the video so you can see what type of effect a desk like this can have. So here we go. With one click on a button, as you can see, the desk will go up. I've preset the desk to go up to exactly this. And just look at it. This is how I make my videos now. No more issues with your back, perfect positioning of the neck. So here's the big one. You can also set up the desk to go as high as 127 centimeters, the one I got at least. And here you can see, I'm standing up, putting my chair below my desk, and now I can stand behind my PC. And this is really, really important because sitting on a chair all day is not good. So why not stand up? Which is exactly what I'm doing right now, and make videos like this as well. So here you can see the page of the desk I have. And by the way, this desk can hold up to 200 kilograms, which is 440 pounds. So it's going to be extremely simple for you to make a desk, to get a desk. So you can choose whichever one you want, for example, this one, and then you can add to it whatever you want. You know, you want it to be a little bit cheaper. You want to have all these other things with it. You want solid wood. I have bamboo. This one is great. You know, you can change the size of the desktop to exactly fit your needs. And there's just so much more. And I mean, I'm just going through all of it. They have really good chairs as well. But my personal favorites we're coming to right now is the cable managements, you know, the desktop holder. This can hold your desktop. They have drawers, everything, even wheels if you need wheels. So make sure you use my link in the description and use the code YT30 to get $30 off your order. So thank you FlexiSpot for sponsoring the video, and now back to the content. All right, so the first champion is obvious. Not all of them are going to be obvious though. I want to say that because we're going to talk about basically the best picks for each role. And it's either going to be something that's like completely broken, or it's going to be something that's going to be very, very underrated. And I really recommend you to play it. So let me explain why. No idea what happened to the video in the background, by the way, but Fiora, first things first, right? She's unbelievably powerful right now. She was already quite good, but now truly broken. Let me tell you why. So first thing, she doesn't really fit into the current meta too well. You know, the current team fight heavily reliant meta and all of that. But her kit got so unbelievably overbuffed that she's just unbeatable 1v1. And the thing is, she was already very strong at 1v1s, but when you would fall behind on Fiora, you'd lose 1v1s, right? Like a Darius will beat you, a Jax will beat you. There would be a lot of champions that would be able to beat you. But now, even if you fall behind, like you're gonna have to fall behind a whole lot to not be able to 1v1 anyone. But like she just skills so well now. You know, especially if you're going to go for like a Muramana build where you're going to get a ton of attack damage, your vitals are going to be burning 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, even more percent of HP of the enemy, because it's just a lot more now. And she's just going to demolish the enemy, really. Her ultimate is so powerful. And the thing is as well, during team fights, she's even stronger as well, right? Because she'll be able to one-shot one of the enemies very, very easily. It's either one-shot if you go on the enemy backline, right? Or if the enemy frontliner goes on you, you're not necessarily one-shot him, but you're gonna do a whole lot of damage to him too. I just want to say, by the way, like a little bit of a, how do you call it? A secondary pick. There is a fancy word for it for whoever didn't make it, but it's like close. I cannot figure out that word, but Nasus, I almost put Nasus in the Baron lane, and I really wanted to, because obviously his buff is massive. But the thing is, I gotta stay, it has to make the most sense, and Fiora does make the most sense because she is just the strongest champion by far. I mean, look at this team fight as well in the video. This is the old Fiora, by the way, right? Like, this is the old Fiora. The new Fiora would have pretty much one-shot that Nasus in a situation like that. And the thing is, after Fiora gets a kill, she doesn't have good follow-up, but her ultimate provides massive healing. And now with the new Fiora, she has decent follow-up, which was her only weakness, really, because she just does that much damage. You just gotta proc the vitals. Alright, the second obvious pick is Jack's jungle, guys. And again, I don't know what happened to the video, but Jack's jungle is just so unbelievably strong. And I cannot express to you how broken he really is before you try it yourself. I made a video about it, right? And it feels, you know what it feels like? It feels like you have a sword in your hand that just one-shots anyone. Like, you're just gonna go in, you're gonna one-shot anyone. And the thing is though, with AP Jax, you should not fall behind, but it's so easy to just play the game with AP Jax. Literally just farm, get your Nashor's Tooth, and after that, you can farm jungle like a hyper carry. You can farm super quickly. You're already gonna start to pretty much one-shot people, and his ult now does damage, right? It explodes on the enemy. His third ability, the thing is though, I wanna say, just like Fiora, it's an incredibly difficult champion to play properly. It's an incredibly difficult champion to master. So I really do suggest you to play him in normal mode first, if you're like an average player. Get good at it. Even if you're already good at normal Jax, play him in a normal mode, unless you're like built different. But if you're a standard player, play him in normal mode, play like 10 to 15 games with him, because you gotta get used to his playstyle, right? His playstyle is not like normal Jax, not at all. It's like not even close, because first of all, AP Jax one-shots turrets faster than normal Jax. Secondly, AP Jax doesn't do as much sustained damage as normal Jax. Basically, the way like normal Jax does damage like this, right? Boom, boom, boom. And the boom being that small little extra damage when he does magic damage per basic attack. But basically it's consistent. AP Jax does damage like this. Boom! And then goes down. And then boom, boom, boom. You know, the initial boom being his ultimate, right? His ult does a massive amount of damage. But then these small booms, well, not small, they're actually pretty big booms, are his third ability, his second ability, and his passive. So you're essentially, you are consistently doing damage, but like consistently every couple of seconds. You know, every couple of seconds with your second ability, every couple of seconds with your third ability. Your passive of your ultimate does some sort of sustained damage, but it's just not that much. But your ultimate is the big one. That's the big initial burst. So you have to learn this pattern. You genuinely have to learn the pattern of how Jax does damage, how AP Jax does damage, and then you'll be able to properly play and properly calculate what you can do and what you cannot do during those team fights, unlike playing normal Jax. Now, if you cannot even play normal Jax, you're gonna need like 50 games or so to be able to properly carry yourself to like the challenger rank with AP Jax right now. About the mid lane, Diana, guys. And even though in the clip I'm playing in jungle, the same goes for mid lane, she is so strong in the mid lane. And no one is picking her. And the reason that I'm putting her in this list right now is because she's just so damn powerful. And people, I honestly feel like people don't really know how to play against her right now, because she's been played a lot in the, you know, back in the days, like a year ago or so. But like, honestly, I've not seen her for like 6 months. I've maybe only seen her like a handful of times. And truly, like, people just don't really know what to do against it. Because the games that I've seen her, she's been really good. And the games I've played her, which is also only like a handful of games, people just don't really know how to play against her. And the good thing about Diana is, let me tell you what the great thing is. She's obviously very good against squishy champions, right? You pick her into squishies, you go in, you one-shot them. We all know that. But in the clip that is playing behind me, I'm playing sustained damage Diana with a Nashor's Tooth, right? With a Rift Maker, with all of that. So what I'm trying to get to is, you can build Diana normal way, you know, by just going full burst damage. But if for some reason, you know, you first pick Diana, the enemies pick a ton of tanks and you can't one-shot them, you can build against it. You can build a Nashor's Tooth, as I said, build a Rift Maker, go for some anti-tank runes like the Giant Slayer, and you'll be A-okay. Just like I am in this particular game, as you can see. You know, when an engage like this happens, you're playing sort of a more sustained damage build. Like, look at this. You're going to heal up a lot and all of that. So there's basically a build for every draft with AP Diana. And you know what the thing is as well? She doesn't necessarily get countered by the meta. Although now that I'm saying it, you know, Fiora does counter her. Jax is pretty good against her, actually. And Nasus destroys Diana. So Maybe I should take that back a little bit. There are some champions in the meta that do counter Diana, but it's really not that many champions. And the thing is, no one really knows about this. No one is going to pick Nasus, you know what I mean? No one really plays that champion too much. Fiora is likely going to get picked she is likely going to get picked, so you would want to try to avoid her. But like, no one is going to pick Nasus. Nasus absolutely destroys Diana, by the way. Funny that I'm actually against the Nasus in this particular clip. It's a little bit ironic that I'm saying no one picks Nasus. And then in this particular clip, the enemies did pick Nasus. But like, the counter to that is to go for that sustained damage Diana. Because if I want burst damage, Nasus will just kill me. He'll tank the burst damage and kill me. So as I said, even if you get countered, there are just you can just build against it. That's what I'm trying to make sure you guys understand. And she can farm safely in lane. She doesn't really struggle against anyone in lane because of her first ability being able to farm from afar. And then when she does go for the minions, she can just use her second ability. And she's such a good ganker too. She can gank with her first ability, third ability, ultimate, and then follow up with another third ability. Her team fights are very strong too. And her 1v1ing is also strong. The only ones she loses 1v1s against are bruisers. But bruisers are a bit difficult to beat in 1v1s. On to the ADC role, guys. And you could have seen this one coming too. Varus. For multiple reasons. So let's get started, right? AP Varus kinda sucks, but it is playable against a full tanky composition. But we're not talking about AP Varus whatsoever right now. We're talking about two types of Varus. First one being the attack speed Varus, right? Lethal tempo, Blade of the Rune King, etc, etc. Runan's Hurricane and all of that. It's really, really good. And you know what's also good? You guys giving this video a like. Also put down a comment under the video. Against King, actually I should have done this King giveaway in today's video, but I'm being a lazy dumbass. So I will do it in like one of the next videos. It will come on the channel. Just bear with me. So for next month, I'm giving away 2 skins as well. And all you have to do to enter is just put down a comment under the video. I mean, look at the clip right here, right? You can do some crazy flash combos and the enemies can't really do much against it. And the thing is as well, there's multiple different kinds of builds you can go as well. We've talked about the lethal tempo build too, but now we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the lethality build. The build where you go for Yumo's Ghostblade, the Duskblade of Draktar, Mana Mune, or even Essence Reaver. There's even 2 different builds between those, because you can go Essence Reaver, which is stronger early game, or you can go for the Muramana, which is a little bit weaker early game, but a lot stronger in the late game. And Muramana got buffed as well. It gives you like 6 to 8 more attack damage in the later stages of the game, which results in you doing 2 to 3% more damage as well, which is significant in case you're wondering. Well, it's actually, it's more like 1 to 2%. It's not 2 to 3. And I mean, you're just gonna poke the enemies like crazy. And not only that, Varus just has high base damage. This is why I get to my next build, which is Tank Varus, guys. Tank Varus is also playable, and it's actually really, really good. I made a video about all of the Varuses that I've talked about, so you can check out any video of mine on Varus. There's AP Varus, there's Tank Varus, there's Lethality Varus, there's Attack Speed Varus, there's all kinds of Varus on my YouTube channel. So honestly, check which one you'd prefer to play. Watch a video about it and just start dominating the lanes, really, because you can't go wrong with Varus. You just can't. And now on to the support role, guys. Oh my god, is this insane. Swain support. And I'm not talking about AP Swain. I'm talking about like a tank mixed utility Swain. As in, like, you can go for a Rylai's Scepter and just slow the enemies like crazy, and they just cannot do anything. And especially if you pick him in the right draft being against burst damage. So if you're against like a ton of burst damage champions, like Annie, Katarina, or whatnot, like not even Katarina, just like burst, hard burst damage, like a Jhin or something like that, you are just gonna dominate the enemy. You're gonna go for full tank. The enemies are just not gonna do anything. You can tank forever, because while they're trying to chunk you down, you are just healing up by attacking them. Because he has healing in his kit, he heals up 12% of his maximum HP when he gets a soul from the enemy, which is quite an easy thing to do during a team fight. So like, all you gotta do as a Swain really is just don't get one shot, which you don't go in 5 people for no reason. Get some stacks during the early mid stages of the game. so you have a lot of HP later on in the game. And the third thing you gotta do in a team fight, literally just go in with your ult and hit your abilities. Just hit your abilities, hit your third ability, hit your second ability, pick up the souls and heal up like a monster. Like as you can see right here in the clip as well, I'm just healing up like crazy, and you just keep hitting those. Buy really annoying items like the Bramble Fast, like the Ryla Scepter, like the Armor Boots, like the Stone Plate, you know, Frozen Nature, all of that kind of stuff you want to buy. Heartsteel is also viable on him if you're against a lot of melee champions. Honestly, anything. Like, you can always play him. The only thing he would potentially struggle against is like a lot of sustained damage carries with a lot of CC as well. So like think about a Varus, right? Think about you know, a Xayah. Xayah is really, really annoying to deal with. You know, think about those types of champions. Those can be annoying because you can't really out heal their damage since they do so much sustained damage. And like a Viego as well can be very, very annoying. But definitely, if you want to play support and you want to start dominating your matches, Swain is your way to go. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I just want to remind you to download to check out FlexiSpot through my link in the description. You know, check the website. It truly is a life changer, and this is not the sponsor part. I'm saying this as like an extra thing because I really love this sponsor. I genuinely do love this sponsor, and I genuinely think they have a good product. I am using the product right now, and it's a good one. Check it out. So thank you very much for watching, and wait, I have to do the camera thing. I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.